morning, it's day 111. I'm going to be heading over the Crocker Mountains today. I'm on this little dirt side road, well it's a gravel side road, making my way back to the trail since this is where I got picked up yesterday afternoon. Make my way up and over the mountains down to Route 27, 8-point-something mile day. I'm not feeling it, but I'm making myself get out here and do it. But not feeling it in the sense that I would have slept in all day. That bed was so comfortable. Man, it was nice. But I'll take a zero tomorrow. Take a zero tomorrow and enjoy the day. Relax. Because then I have the Bigelows starting on Friday. The last really. Been told they're very tough. So, and then it gets a little easier after that. So we'll see. A little anxious to get through them, that's for sure. Yep, catch back up with you when you get on the trail. Here I am, getting back on trail, heading north. Main Highway 27, 8.3 miles. That is where I'm going. My first goal is South Crocker Mountain. It says 2.1 miles. So that's my main goal right, well not, the first goal right now, South Crocker Mountain. So far this morning, it's been a continuous uphill, but very manageable. Now I know at some point that's going to change, but for right now, this has been a nice gradual warm-up, so I'm liking this. The warm-up period is over. This is it, baby. This is the major leagues right now. I'm not quite to the top yet of South Crocker, but here is a view. Beautiful view. And over here in the distance, down at the bottom, that's the Sugarloaf Mountain ski resort area down there. And then over this way, if I capture this correctly, there we go, you'll be able to see one of the trails, the ski trails. And then the very top there, I'm guessing that's where the ski lift drops me off. Rather uneventful, but the top of South Crocker Mountain. Crocker? I gotta look that up. I don't know which is the correct. I call it like 15 different names. But there you go. That's what you have up the top here right now. Another opening with a nice view. You see a dark cloud passing overhead. Down there is Flagstaff Lake. And then mountains as far as the eyes can see. So far, the descent off of North Crocker has been very manageable. Just the normal rocks and roots, but nothing of a rock scramble to deal with. It hasn't been super steep. There have been some steep areas, but not super steep. Ouch, got my foot stuck in the rock there. Let's see if I can do this without having to put the phone down and without falling. I met a young lady who very late starter going solo. It's already near the end of August and she's just this far along. Alright, so I'm going to have to put the phone down for this one. Make sure I don't fall. But yeah, overall this has been a very pleasant hike. This is great. I've made it to the end of the 8.3 mile day. I'm here at Route 27, Maine 27. Waiting for my pickup. Go back to the hostel. I'm realizing I'm not taking in enough calories now because I feel sluggish too many times throughout the day. I'm tired of eating the protein bars, so I've got to come up with new ideas for what I can eat on trail to help me along here. But I do know right now when I get picked up, I'm going to get dropped at the gas station that has a little restaurant inside of it, as well as resupply. So I can start picking up some of my resupply stuff. I'll take the day off tomorrow, and then Friday I start out heading over the Bigelows. That's supposed to be the last of the toughest climbs, all these steep up and downs so close together. Yes, Minion and I will run into some more steep climbs, but just not day after day after day of it like this. So I look forward to that. So I figured 2 days, maybe 1.5 days, get through the Bigelows, get to the Kennebec River, which you have to get a shuttle across, and the shuttle is a man who canoes. You get in the canoe and he paddles you across. So that's the shuttle. And then get into Caratunk, which I'll have a hostel there I'll go to, resupply, and then figure out how long it's going to take me to get up to Monson, to Shaw's Hiker Hostel. And then I'll get into the 100-mile wilderness and do my last 30-some miles in the wilderness, and then turn around and go down to Connecticut and start south towards Duncannon, Pennsylvania. But yep, so some logistics to figure out. I look forward to having the day off tomorrow. I'm trying to get as much of my resupply, shopping, all that done today, so tomorrow I can literally just lay in that bed. Oh my gosh, I just want to stay off my feet and lay in bed for a whole day. And the bed's really comfortable. Man, oh man, my alarm went off this morning. I did not want to get up. It was so comfortable in that bunk. But yep, so I'm making my way through. Like I say, today was fairly easy. Maybe 9/10 of a mile, the last 9/10 of a mile up the southern Crocker was pretty rough, steep and rough. And then the last 3/10 of a mile up North Crocker was pretty rough. The descents weren't anything like the other ones I've done. Yes, they were challenging in some parts just because there's so many roots. And roots seem to be way slipperier than the rocks. So some challenging areas, but nothing like I have gone through before. So all is good, slowly getting there, chipping away at the last few miles in Maine. But I hope everybody's having a great day, a good week, and that those who live on the East Coast are able to stay out of harm's way if Aaron decides to make any crazy turns towards the land. But catch up with y'all later.